Unknown Space presents a product of boredom, a product of nothingness.
Anything you want me to be.
This is three guys talking out of boredom. I'm Tom.
Hi, Tom. I'm Isaac.
I'm Luis, but I already said that, so what's up?
So, there's this pretty sizable, Instagram account I follow, and they put in the questionnaire of their, Instagram, that questionnaire option poll thing, whatever.
Yeah.
They put, what was your town's biggest scandal? And I was really shocked because it seems a lot of towns' biggest scandals were teachers being caught with child pornography in their computers or whatever, or even having relationships with the kids. But and it seems like the most scandalous part is that they continued to keep their jobs and they continued to, keep working. It seems like their whole scandals were covered up. And honestly, I don't know. I was just thinking about that the other night. Really annoyed by that. Not even annoyed, but frightened. Point is, what are your guys' thoughts on that?
I think it happens way too much, and honestly, it happens a lot more than we know about, because shit that doesn't even get reported, or people that don't get found out, and then if they do, the school could cover it up, especially at universities. That shit
Universities have got to be notorious for it, right? Who watches the Watchmen, bro?
I have not seen the Watchmen.
Oh, no, I'm saying you get what I'm saying? I think.
Oh shit! I thought you were talking about the TV
No, I mean,
show.
I guess it's kind of a reference to it, but I think that's a Plato reference from the Republic. Who watches the Watchmen? Basically, who's gonna keep What's up?
Who keeps those in power in check?
Yes, that's exactly how to. That's the exact wording of it. But no, I was just thinking about that. And there's some real scumbags that live in our society.
I don't even I mean, obviously the child pornography is one of the worst things you could do, but I've also heard hella stories of people just talking about how their teachers growing up would say just crazy shit to them about how they'd be nothing.
Really?
And I think that's just so crazy. Yeah, I've heard so many of those stories.
I've always thought, I don't know, that seems like such an archetype to come out of a kind of underdog-ish kind of movie,
Yeah.
But then I found out that shit actually happens in real life, and that's upsetting, obviously. But I don't know.
It's just so weird. I can't imagine what goes through some middle-aged person's head to tell some 7-8-year-old kid that they're not shit.
They've got to have their own problems at home, I assume.
Yeah, I think a part of it might stem from a power thing too.
Oh, definitely.
Which is the case with a lot of jobs, unfortunately. But yeah, I don't know. It's just really gross.
It is very disgusting.
I say we take it upon ourselves to watch The Watchmen.
I've actually had that show on on pause. I've been meaning to watch it. Oh wait, fuck. You're talking about yeah, but then But next thing you know, we're the ones that are in the wrong because Who watches the Watchmen? Nobody.
Shit.
That's the thing.
At that point, I take it into my own hands. I'm fucking killing myself.
Watch myself.
I'll simply tell him to stop.
Simply tell myself to just stop being stupid. Wait, I wanted to say something just a little earlier about like the whole teachers thing, but like apparently it's like super hard to even fire a teacher, especially teachers that like had their jobs for a while. Like for some god awful reason, it's just hard to fire them, which doesn't really make sense considering how like awful some of them can be.
Isn't it kind of harder to fire fucking like old people
Yeah.
in general?
Yeah, I think so.
Because they have like this ancient wisdom that somehow makes them better than us, makes them more
Honestly,
immune.
I've been thinking about this lately. It's like, I don't know. You always hear like, respect your elders, or like elders are wise and have hidden knowledge. But like, there's so many just like dumbass old people.
Yeah,
And I
A lot
don't
of
get it.
fucking
So
dumbass
many.
old people.
Like they've had all this time to learn something like cool or useful. And they don't.
like a lot of them, like yeah, all they do is just like be fucking rude.
Complain.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, I think we've talked about this before. With old people, it's like they're either really nice or really mean with no in between. And I did not mean to rhyme right there, but it's like there's just this total dichotomy between old people where they're either really nice and smart and, you know, caring, or they're the complete opposite, and those ones just happen to be fucking stupid.
It's probably just the ones that like are either content or bitter, and it just stems from that, or how they choose to act.
And we're seeing it a lot of, like, I don't know. I've noticed a lot of, like, in this coronavirus era, there's kind of a majority of those protesters I've seen that are kind of older gents and older ladies.
Which
And how stubborn do you gotta fucking be to put yourself at risk like that in this time?
yeah,
Honestly,
like I don't get that at all. Like, what do you have to protest against if all you're gonna do is like die for it? Yeah. And it's not even something worth dying for either. It's like I can't get a fucking haircut.
oh shit. Why is this like the thing that crosses the line compared to like all the other stuff that has been going on in like the country in general?
You're saying, why is this the thing that crosses the line, being fucking held out? Being held in? Dude,
Yeah.
I'm getting so annoyed by people that are saying, like, that are comparing it to prison.
Or like any kind of
Like-
oppression.
Any kind of
even that-
oppression, yeah.
Because, like, considering the US has, like, the largest prison population.
People who are, yeah, like, people who just feel like they're being oppressed right now because of this whole coronavirus pandemic. That certain majority of people that are out there protesting this whole, the quarantine because they feel oppressed or whatever. So over exaggerating, and that might be coming because I personally don't find this to be. Coronavirus is bad, don't get me wrong, but this quarantine, staying indoors is not too hard. At least it's not too hard for me. Is it hard for you guys? Has that been a problem?
Not really, to be honest. Like, I found things to do. I think it's like the perfect time for everyone to just like start working on themselves more. That's kind of what I've been doing.
Wow, these protesters are just kind of like regressing themselves right now. They're going backwards
Yeah.
in the self progression.
Because honestly, I have moments where I'm like super chill and like I'm like, you know what, this is pretty cool. But sometimes I'm really bored. But honestly, it's not like that much of a problem. And
I don't feel
I
oppressed.
honestly don't know when I'm ever going to have this much free time ever again.
Dude, honestly, we're sleeping on this free time right now.
Yeah, like, I honestly see it from my perspective, because, like, at least so far I haven't really been, like, directly affected by it, but for me it's kind of like a good thing.
I mean, I know there's, I don't know, some people have, I'd say, pretty valid reasons to protest right now as well. Just because they're obviously people, you know, they're not getting the income necessary for them to survive.
Yeah,
Yeah, and that's definitely on, like, the government
true.
to, like, make sure, like, all of this is out of so many people's controls, but, you know.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was fucking prepared for this, obviously.
But yeah, I'm pretty chill right now. Like,
I'm living.
yeah, and like,
I mean,
I'm getting unemployment, and I'm making, like, actually, like, a significant amount more than I would be if I was just working, which is very
Really?
nice. Yeah,
wow.
I've not got unemployment yet, and, like, I filed, like, shit, like, exactly 2 months ago.
Jesus.
And I've been calling, and I sent an email, and, like, they asked me to confirm my identity, and I did, but, like, I don't know, I haven't gotten anything yet.
You gotta be
And I
careful with
just
that
wanna know what's
because they lost Eddie's identity somehow.
Oh my god.
They lost something of his that was important for him to
Jeez.
get
He
unemployment.
doesn't know who he is.
They eventually, Eddie's a friend of ours, by the way. They eventually, like, figured it out, but I know they went wrong somewhere
That's crazy.
where they couldn't identify him, so they just weren't responding for a bit. Just keep harassing the government, man.
Dude, I'll stay harassing the government till I die.
Do you think they're just busy?
I mean, yeah, they're 100% busy, but, like, it's crazy that it's been 2 months for Luis. I don't know when I
Calm down. They're just busy, man.
applied, but
Bro,
Yeah.
honestly, just calm down.
Honestly, you're acting up a lot, Isaac.
They can't
I'm
get
sorry.
to
little
you
too
right
much.
now. The government can't get to you.
But, like, I don't even need them to get to me anymore.
Isaac, chill.
I've become my own state. They don't need them to get to me. I've become my own form of government.
Oh, it's been
I don't need them
it's
anymore.
been exactly 2 weeks since I emailed them, and I got, like, an automated response, and it said they will respond to me in 5 to 7 days, and it has been 2 weeks. Oh, okay. Sorry, I don't know. This is kind of on topic, but this is something that actually, like, makes me really mad. Where, like, people that are, like, really upset that people that are on unemployment right now are making more than them, that they are working. And that makes me mad that they're upset about that, because, like, why would you want someone that can't work, that lost their job, like, potentially, to not be able to live? Like, it's just, like, get mad at your fucking corporate overlords that are working you right now and underpaying you.
Honestly, we don't even need money. Like, you know, the government should just be like, hey, you guys should be farmers for a bit, and then, you know, just what's the
You guys
point?
should just take care of yourselves for a bit. Take care of
Yeah.
your communities. The government is taking a break right now. We'll
Yo,
be
remember-
back next summer.
Remember in, like, 2018 when the government closed for, like, what was it, like 2 months or something?
Yeah,
I think so.
Shit,
they just do that.
that's crazy. And it sucks, like, seeing how other governments are just handling this, like, way better. Like,
Very good. I forgot which place, but I've seen a lot of places that are handling it a lot better.
Like, Canada's
I
giving
saw an article,
like 2K a month.
2K a month.
Yeah, but that's in Canadian
I-
dollars, so it's like 1,500 almost US dollars.
So it's sticky.
You know, I remember sometime during the Obama administration, when Obama was president, I remember at some time the government shut down, but I was very young back then. I didn't quite understand what that meant. I honestly thought that meant we were gonna go into like kind of like a purge kind of thing when I was younger. Like I thought it was kind of like a no laws, literally no government. And then I found out like as soon as it shut down, it was like I found out like, oh, it's been shut down for 2 weeks, and it's like, wow, nothing's fucking happening.
You thought you were going to be able to steal a Nintendo Wii, and with no
I
repercussions.
probably had a Wii. I was probably back then. I was probably looking for like a 3DS or something. Yeah, I mean, not that I was trying to partake in crimes, but I didn't really understand what it meant back then. I honestly thought it was like the beginning of the descent into anarchy, if I'm being honest. Do you guys think the world's ending?
I think it's not. I don't know if about ending as of like right now, but I think this is the new chapter in history.
I definitely understand that this is definitely the new normal. Like, I don't know, because I work at this lady's house every now and then, just doing her lawn or whatever. And,
Hell yeah.
hell yeah. We're talking about, just, you know, the state of the world. And I was even talking about this with my grandma on the phone. And both of them have a very nihilistic outlook on this, which I understand. I mean, I would like some hope in this, but at the same time, yeah, I don't think people quite understand that. I don't think they grasp the idea of a pandemic too well.
Definitely, they don't.
Like, they don't understand like what the fuck a pandemic is and how it's currently affecting us. But this is the new normal. Like,
Yeah.
what's up?
I don't think people realize that like nothing's going to be the same after this.
Yeah, I don't like, cause I always see those tweets that are like, "Oh, as soon as things go back to normal, I'm gonna, I don't know, go to fucking Disneyland or some shit like that." It's, I think. Do you think people are gonna go back to Disneyland? Like, I don't think in the next 3 years at all.
I think people are definitely going to try. And I don't know what's going to happen. Like, I honestly don't know what the government's, like, some places are trying to open back up and some places are, like, fighting against it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't know. But I think it's going to be a really long time until we get rid of the virus and all that, or, like, have it under control.
Yeah. My estimate was kind of 2 years, but I think by the days, it's kind of getting pushed back. Like right now, I think, because my friend Alex and I were talking about this one time, we said, if a cure was to be found right now, it would at least still take maybe 6 months to a year for everything to open back up.
Yeah, and it...
But...
Oh, go on.
Huh?
Go on.
What was that?
I said go on.
Oh, it would take at least 6 months to a year if a vaccine or something was to come out right now. But obviously we don't have a vaccine yet, so it's gonna definitely take a while. Like I think they're expecting, I don't know, this is just something I heard on the news or whatever. They're expecting a vaccine or something to be made available by the fall time. And between now and fall, we have a bit of ways to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, and depending on who makes it, like, you know, if it gets made by, like, some people in the US or some company, they're going to try to, like, you know, put some patents on it or whatever, some copyright stuff. I don't know the legal term, but they're going to be trying to charge people for sure if it's made here. And And I don't know if it's true, but I saw some things about like how some researchers for the vaccine have been like mysteriously dying.
I've heard that too.
That's fucking crazy to me.
Like
yeah.
I heard there's like 2 people that died in Russia, and then there's like 1 person that died here in the US.
I've heard about that, and I would not be surprised if there's some, secret hands being shaken behind the cameras, behind the curtains or whatever.
And like, unfortunately, that like, because that stuff is going on, people are thinking that like the virus doesn't even exist. Unfortunately, because that stuff is going on, like people are like going missing or dying that are researching on it. People are like, just for some reason, are just convinced that like the virus doesn't even exist.
People,
And it's like,
dude. My friend, his grandma has died from it,
Jesus.
and it's like, I don't know. There's a lot of people who are losing people. It's hard to deny this straight up in the face of, what was the last number we were at of how many people dead? Do you guys know?
I don't remember. I know it was pretty damn high though.
Last I checked, it was like 85,000, I think.
Okay, we'll go with 85,000. How do you look 85,000 dead faces straight in their eyes and tell them, this isn't real? That's, I don't know, that's a confusing thing. It just, I have a feeling it might be some of those old people we were talking about.
And a lot of the conspiracies I see are like, it's the government's like secretly killing us on purpose, but they're using the virus to cover it up. And like, honestly, the government does not need any sort of secret to like just straight up kill people.
They've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah, they really could just be like, all right, guess what, guys?
Do.
Yeah. They start fucking doom music.
Yeah, and who watches the Watchmen, man?
Exactly.
It's fucking Jeff Bezos.
And I think about it all the time, like, especially lately, I've been seeing like a lot of like so many like communist and like anarchist people on Twitter and stuff, and like a lot of talk about revolution. And I mean, I really do think things should change, but if a revolution were to take place, I don't know how they'd handle against like the U.S. military.
Wouldn't.
It was a much more imaginable thought back in, obviously, like, I don't know, Civil War days, stuff like that. It was much more imaginable back then to see the people taking over the government, stuff like that, of that sort. I really can't see it nowadays. Even though this revolution is something a lot of people obviously crave, I don't think we're more powerful than our own military government.
Honestly,
really.
And not even just the government and the military, all the rich people that would support the government, that would be able to like just hire, whoever from wherever.
There's a lot of common people like you and I that would support the government too.
Yeah.
And those people are known to be, I don't know, gun lovers. Absolutely suck the barrel of their own gun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I can't see us overthrowing the government. That's why I think, Isaac, you probably won't get this. But Luis, I think I've talked about this a lot, how we're either in the climax of Infest the Rat's Nest by King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard, where they're just going, they're going up to the high castle and they're infesting the rat's nest. They're eating the rich, I guess you could say. or we are in the climax of Pure Comedy, which is the final song in 20 years or so. He's pretty much talking about the end of human civilization, the end of humanity. And what he's saying is, we kind of fucking sucked anyways. So it's like, and we're kind of nothing in the grand scheme of things. What is there for us to fear? Point is, I don't see us in the climax of Infest the Rat's Nest. So I kind of think we're in the climax of Pure Comedy.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Anything You Want Me to Be Radio. This has been Tom, Isaac, and Luis, and have a good one.